Hi guys, Islander 5 is out to purchase now. As you can see from this amazing cover, this edition's theme is heroism, power and modernity. And the articles in there, which I have to say are rather good, don't you know, and I'm not just talking about mine, I'm talking about all of them, they discuss what the heroic society is and why modernity is destroying it, but why the spirit of the hero is looming throughout everything that's happening. And again, I say the cover goes hard, right? Because I mean, look at it. Just you would think that this was tailored for the current events, but no, we're always ahead of the curve. Anyway, it's thicker than normal as well because we just happen to have a load of extra content in there. We've got an exclusive interview from Rupert Lowe, letters from the editor, and a comic that's halfway through that's philosophically informed, which I think you'll enjoy. So get it while you can at shop.lotuses.com. The link will be in the description. The other night, history was made. If we can pull that up, please, Harry. It was
Harry, yeah.
Weird. I mean, history was made today, as you can see, because Andrew Tate, Nick Fuentes, Myron Gaines, Tristan Tate, Sneeko, some guy I'm not familiar with, and the twink guy.
The guy who hits himself in the face with hammers.
Yeah, what's his name?
Clavicular.
Right.
I really wish I didn't have to know that. Thank you, Stelios.
They went out for a night out, and this
filmed the whole thing.
Well, yeah, they streamed the whole thing, right? And this was really weird. Now, I'm just saying, I was young once.
I wouldn't have liked most of my nights out, or any of my nights being filmed and broadcast to the world, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I can tell you what, I can tell you this for certain. The nights out I do go on, I have a lot more fun than any of these guys seem to.
That was interesting, wasn't it? But yeah, I always got a lot more drunk than these guys seemed to.
Yeah.
And had a lot more fun than it looked like they had. But if
none of them looks like he can hold his drink properly.
Sorry?
None of them looks like he can actually hold his drink.
I reckon the Tates probably can. I don't know about, but the other ones, no, not really. But this is the thing. Like, thank God I went clubbing before social media became a thing, right? So there are no videos of me like drunk and dancing in clubs. Thank God, right? Anyway, so this was all made possible by a chap called Eric Spovov, I think it is. If I can go to the Eric Spofford, right? Who is a very wealthy guy who he created a series of anti-addiction. I think they were charities or private enterprises, but he sold them and made a lot of money on them.
He created charities and sold them?
Not necessarily charities, just some
anti-addiction services.
Yeah,
some kind of center service model.
Okay.
And then he decides to hook up with all these guys.
Yeah, well, I guess he's a fan of them, right?
Yeah.
Because these are the big influencers at the moment.
Tate brothers, known for great purveyors of virtue.
Yeah, it's weird that it doesn't seem to gel very well with what his life trajectory
He can make his own choices.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, whatever, right? Yeah, I'm not gonna judge. For some reason, that's not working. But anyway, so they went in a fancy bus, holding water bottles rather than beer. Right?
Do you feel that? That's cringe.
Yes. Who among us hasn't gone on a night out zig heiling?
Well, now that you mention it, actually.
yeah. Okay, now that I mentioned that, I'm pretty much all of us. But the thing about this is really weird, man. Because, I mean, like, this feels very online, right? Like, if you...
Too online.
Well, this is, as we're going to see, this is the online, which you normally only see on your little screen. You see these people sitting in their little studios, or like this one, or you see them in their bedrooms or whatever, and then you transplant those people and put them into a real-world environment that you might actually be familiar with. Now, I can guarantee you that if you ran into any of us, including some of the behind-the-scenes guys, at the pub, we fit in.
Yes.
Because we're just a bunch of blokes, and people do run into us at the pub, and it's really nice. This feels like aliens being placed into a club, right? It feels really weird and unnatural. These people are supposed to be locked away, recording streams somewhere. They're not supposed to be out in the real world.
Yeah, sort of like zoo creatures, you know?
Yeah.
You're supposed to look at them, but don't get into the cage.
The thing is that they're not all the same, right? And we'll go to the next one. In fact, we'll watch them in the club where they got the club to play Kanye's Heil Hitler song.
We might need to make sure that this won't get the video taken off of YouTube.
I mean, I guess we'll find out, won't we?
They don't understand the things I say on Twitter.
So there's some really funny things that I want to pick out here, right? So you've got the young guys in the back who are just like, these are the sort of online spurgy types, right?
Yeah.
Who don't understand how this is coming across. And the most relatable person in all of this was Nick Fuentes. If we can find him there, looking generally quite embarrassed by the people around him. Andrew and Tristan Tate, like they look like they're in their natural environment, to be honest. You know, they look like they're men of the world, right?
Mm.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they go to plenty of clubs.
Exactly, right. So Tate, at one point, you know, he's not being an online influencer. He's just like, you guys are acting like idiots, and he's just like morons or whatever, you know.
Yeah, so, that's. I kind of get a feeling with that face and the way he shakes his head is, get that camera off me right now, not right now.
Yeah. So like, you know, the Tates, men of the world, understood what the mission assignment was. These other guys who I don't even know if they're drunk, to be honest. That's the thing. If they were drunk, it'd be perfectly understandable, but I'm not even sure if they are, because they're influencers and they're carrying around their water bottles and stuff. And like I said, the most relatable person of the whole thing seems to actually be Nick Fuentes, who's kind of standing in the corner cringing. So it's just like, okay, well done, Nick. And it's a weird mix as well. If we can go back to the previous one, right? So they get to the club here and they get out, and in fact, we'll play it.
Oh, we're here?
Howard's turned the music off when the door opened.
Yeah.
Oh.
How we doing? Are we doing the club live now? Yeah.
I mean, it's funny. So, one of the things that I couldn't help but notice, right, is there are significant differences. Like you were saying, like a bunch of these people are just streamers, right? Which means that in reality, they are not necessarily very physically impressive people, right? As in, their job is to sit at a desk and talk, and you can really see it with the Tates, right? The Tates are dangerous men, right? They are fighting men, and they clearly know what they're doing, and so they've got the kind of physical confidence to back up. But the rest of them are kind of nervous and weedy, and so the Tates just seem to fit in around them, and these guys don't. But it was weird, and like, I don't dislike these guys, but it's just, I mean, a lot of them made their names being what?
Just a rumble rant that came through. Super chat, you know.
I mean, maybe. Well, actually,
Probably.
they did live stream afterwards. So, but I don't know what happened after the live stream.
Yeah, there you go.
But the thing is, people are like, this is a bit weird. Actually, there's something about all of this happening that's a bit weird. It's a bit that sort of meme. It's like, you know, oh, general white race savior, you're browner than I was expecting.
Yeah, this is the multiracial racist coalition.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
People were like, even my Nazis have been great replacements. Like, what is happening here?
Let's see. You've got some mystery meat in there, and then you've got like there's one like older looking white guy. He's not on camera.
Yep.
And then you've got clavicular. I forgot his name after I gave it to you. Who, as far as I remember from what Stelios has told me, microdoses meth.
Yes.
So that he can keep his cheeks hollow.
something like that.
And
What?
I don't.
It's a whole thing.
It's so that
very
he can
internet.
stay. It's so that he can stay lean, and smashes his face with a hammer, or has done that, to create micro fractures in his face, in his bones, to change his bone structure so that he can look better, for the sake of mogging other men, not for the sake of getting women's attention, but for the sake of just being better looking than other men.
So something that he'd get by
Which is gay.
actually boxing?
This is yeah,
that is probably
I suppose
something you
so,
get by
except
boxing.
without the cauliflower ears.
Yeah.
But that's gay, right? Just like help me here, guys. That's pretty gay.
It's weird. It's weird. But anyway, the funny thing about the ethnicity issue is they kind of realised this on the way back. I won't play it just because there's a lot of swearing and stuff. But Nick Fuentes is like, oh, right, and me and Clavicular, the only white guys here. It's like, yeah, you are. And then
and even Nick's admitted to being Mexican before.
he's a quarter Mexican, yeah. Anyway, so then moving on, you've got the question of women, and this was just one of those clips that went around because it was, again, look at Nick Fuentes. Like, I found myself really.
He's got a Red Bull.
Sympathizing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really did find myself sympathizing with him.
Yo, Nick, I'm gonna bring some girls over for you.
Please don't. Like I wish I wasn't here at all. You know, like don't bring any girls. Don't do anything. But the funny thing is, they did a stream afterwards, and the girls are into Nick. It's
Right.
just he's not into them.
Right.
Probably why he's a challenge.
Sid Ross just tipped $5. The girl with the black hair keeps staring at Nick.
Are you staring at me?
And what about it?
That's
Let me
crazy.
stare.
And you were pressing me about having a
So anyway, it's not that Nick can't get girls. It's just he's not into them. And they, there are loads of people pointing out that, like, Nick just wants to be home. he's like, there's hot chicks next to him. He's just like, no,
Shrugging
no,
Red Bull,
yeah,
ignoring
yeah,
everyone.
which
He really doesn't look happy.
no, as I said, he's the most relatable person there. He's just not into it. And it's like, they're talking about women a lot, but this was a really interesting interaction, right?
How many kids do you want? Nice. Good. We're livening it up. When you gonna have some, Sneak?
I'm about ready. The internet's not gonna know. I think you do it right. You hide the wives, keep it secret. I'm not trying to get
fly to
them
Poland. Fly somewhere, fuck America, the courts and all this bullshit. You don't end up like fucking all these famous people getting dragged out of court by some fucking bimbo. Fly to Poland or somewhere in Mexico and just fucking have babies and give them like 200 pesos and just
I
visit
didn't like
now and
Poland
again.
too much. I stayed in Warsaw.
Just
The language barrier is too weird. I want someone who speaks American English.
You talk to girls.
Yeah, what are you gonna have a conversation?
We're talking about babies.
Oh, Sneeko wants to have a conversation.
Right. So don't talk to a woman that you're going to make your wife. So that's a bit weird. Not saying they've got the healthiest relationship with women. Anyway, let's move on to the news. My God, the news was exactly as you expect, of course. Andrew Tate, Sneeko, and Nick Fuentes party as Kanye West's banned Heil Hitler song plays at a Miami club. They're not thrilled. I mean, some of the headlines are just genuinely funny. Like the club was called Vendome. They had to apologise. But then they came out and they put out a statement disavowing allowing these guys there. And this was really funny. We're aware of the video, and I want to be unequivocally clear. Vendome and our hospitality group do not condone anti-Semitism, hate speech, or prejudice of any kind. These values are fundamentally opposed to what we are. Ownership and leadership reflect a diverse group of partners, backgrounds, and faiths. Well, hang on, so did the group guys coming to the club, right? But including members of the Jewish community, and we are deeply disturbed by the harm this incident has caused. But you'll notice that their ownership and leadership includes members of the Jewish community. Well,
so let me get this straight.
Because, I mean, this club's in Miami, so it's not that shocking, but like...
A diverse group of
Nazis.
Aspiring, yes, let's say Nazis or aspiring racists or whatever it is.
Zig Heiling and singing
Zig
Heil
Heiling
Hitler.
in a Jewish-owned club.
Yeah.
That sounds...
And then posting stuff like this. This is against Talmudic owners. This is the real NATO. I don't want to read the whole thing because I YouTube. But that's weird, isn't it? Like,
That's just...
and then you've got like Nick Fuentes pointing out that he's going to get a 7-figure sponsorship from the company that sponsors Mark Levin. Like Mark Levin being the most Israel first person you've ever met.
Well, the guy who despises Nick Fuentes probably more than anybody in the world.
Yeah, and that's the reason Nick wants to take the sponsorship, because it'll be funny. But it also sounds like you're being bought out by the money power.
I don't understand this whole thing, really.
Well, that's the point, right? Because, like, so people are like, yeah, look, the culture's changing. It's like, I don't know, man. Isn't this the exact culture that you guys are meant to have been complaining about the whole time?
Yeah, so the whole argument is that using nefarious methods of cultural control, that shadowy figures led by Zionists and Jews have been changing America's demographics and also encouraging and promoting degeneracy like prostitution, porn addiction, drugs,
illicit lifestyles,
rap music, and other such things which are seen
breaking apart the nuclear family,
crime,
buying babies.
So if that is the
conspiracy theory they espouse,
yeah, if that's the theory, I mean they did it. I mean they won, right? Because even that's you guys.
And we're going to go to a Jewish nightclub to sing Heil Hitler.
Reminds me of a Calvin and Hobbes cartoon where Calvin meets this boy and his name is 42. And he's like, oh, so your parents are objecting to everything being turned into a number and the commercialization of everything and all of that? He's like, no, they just gave up. Which is exactly what this sounds like with a diverse group of internet autists.
But I mean,
I don't understand, but okay.
That's the thing, to a certain extent, and to a massive extent, frankly, with a lot of them. Nick Fuentes, and interestingly enough, the Tates seem to be the ones with more fully fleshed out worldviews when it comes to what's actually happening across the world politically and within governments.
Sure.
The rest of them, this is a big LARP. This is purely about being transgressive
and being filmed with Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, and that's why like Clavicula came up, I believe, through Nick Fuentes getting platformed on him before he got big. If you listen to him talk about politics, he's just repeating what Nick says. Same with Sneeko. Sneeko mainly just repeats what Nick Fuentes says and then says, also Haiti's a great place, and then he goes to Haiti. And then
Isn't he half Haitian?
Yeah, and then he comes back from Haiti and doesn't bring it up ever again. Wonder why that is. But yeah, this is just about being like cool and transgressive. The problem being that when you transplant it off of the internet and into the real world, it just looks lame.
It's deeply cringe, but it's also really ironic, right? It's like, yeah, we love Hitler, and it's a Sudanese guy heiling Hitler, where they go to a Jewish club and hang out with a bunch of thots, but they're not even interested in the thots. So it's like what?
It's layers of irony.
And they're singing a song by a bipolar black guy, which actually isn't about loving Hitler.
No,
it's about how he's a cuckold.
And that's the thing, and and taking Jewish money and paying a Jewish club and all this sort of stuff. It's just like, look, I'm not saying I agree with any of it, but like from your own worldview, this is a highly contradictory thing to do.
Yes.
And if you're like, yeah, we love Hitler, well, what's Hitler's opinion on your little outing? Like, probably not very favourable.
I'll ask him. Hey, bro.
Yeah. Right. And so anyway,
failed Hitler.
Like you got people like that's kind of like what people are taking away from it. Frankly, it's like you guys are the We Love Hitler club, and Hitler would be like rolling in his grave, assuming he had one. But you see this, the culture is changing. Well, not really. This seems to be the same culture on display that we've had. That
more retarded than ever.
That you've been complaining about for the last, however many years.
The circus just keeps growing. That's what we learn in Clown World.
Exactly right. Like this is very edgy and transgressive. And it's like, yeah, but nothing was threatened here, right? This was all just hyper real. Like, oh yeah, we're going to go to this club, we're going to sing Heil Hitler, and then we're going to go home, and nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change. We'll just kind of embarrass ourselves on the internet, which, I imagine everyone who goes to a club and has it streamed is embarrassed by it the next day. So nothing unusual there. So nothing changes. So what's the big deal about this?
In fact, that's probably one of the reasons why they weren't drinking so much.
Oh yeah, I probably wouldn't have done either.
Is because if I
then
knew
you can't have fun.
If I knew the entire night was going to be live on the internet, I'd be like, I am not touching anything.
You say that though, but they're literally singing Heil Hitler and like what more? Like,
what could be worse?
Yeah, exactly. What could be worse?
Exactly.
Being a bit sloppy drunk would probably be way
Nick Fuentes
better.
accidentally kisses a girl. Worst thing he's ever done on camera.
But the most interesting take on this, I thought, came from Gavin McGuinness, right? Because in relation to your Minnesota segment, while old people yell at law enforcement in the snow, young people are partying in clubs yelling the most unthinkable taboos at the top of their lungs. Well, the thing is, they always have, right? I remember, in the 90s...
Which one's having more of an impact?
Singing Rage Against the Machine,
right.
In the clubs and stuff like that. Now, think about it now. I hate Rage Against the Machine, their lyrics and the content and stuff, but it didn't matter. It was a way of just kind of siloing that energy off. So me and my friends went to a club, we got drunk, had a good time, danced to, Killing in the Name of whatever, and then we went home, and now we're good law-abiding citizens. And, this seems to be the same sort of effect here, right? This is like, nothing's going to change. These guys aren't rebels. Anyway.